I wish a Karen would. You know what we do? We cover Karens across the country because Karens, well, they're dangerous. This is a different kind of story. And I decided to go Hollywood on you for this one. There's a recent episode of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, I don't watch the show. Maybe you're a fan. I've never seen the show. I've seen different snippets and advertisements for it. But there's a cast member named Sutton Stracke. Sutton Stracke, in, I guess, an attempt to deflect from the conversation, made herself the victim of a conversation about race. She weaponized her white tears, as a Karen typically would, saying, and I quote, "Being called a racist is a virus worse than COVID." Really? Let me take you to the first video. Here it is.
Are you serious with me right now? Are you that girl? I don't see color.
I really don't see color. I don't see race. I don't do it. The word racist to me is like a virus, worse than COVID. And I can't. To even get into this upsets me.
See, let me tell you what's happening here. First of all, she's not able to engage in an adult conversation about adult themes. Racism, bias, prejudice is a reality. Now, she's utilizing the ultimate privilege card by equating the microcosm of her belief system and saying that's actually the macrocosm of how every other person believes. She's saying, well, because I don't see color, which by the way is bull and you know it. But she's saying, well, I don't see color, means that she needs to be dismissed from the conversation about race and racism. Now, keep in mind, when you're talking about racism, there is a victim in racism. It's the person that the racist individual is being racist against. But in this conversation, she made herself, I mean, damn, Karen is crafty. She made herself the victim inside of the conversation about racism against black and brown people. Whoa. I gotta say this Karen got some skills. Let me take you to the second video. It gets worse.
That's how I feel too. I literally have laid in bed at night thinking about my conversation with Garcelle.
I don't think you realize the effect that it has on me being a black woman. There's stereotypes that people think that we don't pay for our rent, that we don't tip.
I would never even think about that.
Because you don't have to deal with that.
You were trying to hurt Garcelle as a person, not as a race. Y'all, this is for real. Like, sorry, I get really upset about this and emotional. Yes, I'm the girl that doesn't see color. And that's bad. Why?
This is fascinating. I mean, really, damn. She is playing the victim. Now, let me remind everyone, we have done more to combat COVID in the last 2 years than we have ever done to combat the epidemic of racism, okay? We have put more resources, emphasis, everything behind COVID than we ever did to combat the effects of racism. And let me remind this Karen and other Karens of the world, not only has racism systemically hurt people of color, especially black people for hundreds of years, COVID-19 has affected people of color even worse because of disparities that exist in our systems of policy, rule, and democracy. So yes, it is real. And I'm sorry that it hurts your feelings to have an open conversation about this. Adrienne, do you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Do you know these people?
At one point in my life, I did watch. I do not any longer. I do not know these people, and well, with good reason. That woman is absolutely nonsense. And as someone who teaches race, oppression systems, inclusion, equity, it's very difficult because I see people respond like this, and it is a form of white fragility, hoping to shift the narrative to focus on that individual as opposed to the systems of oppression that individual benefits from and plays an active role in, whether they are fully cognizant of it or not. And watching it is very difficult because there are people like this individual who they do that and they do it all the time. And the thing is, it only sets us back. It helps reinforce the power structures as they are, and it's just pathetic.
Yeah, very well said.